One. I think we're live. We live, everyone. Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful January 21st, 2025. I hope everyone is having a great day. I'm having a great day myself, and we are joined by Mr. Luke.
How's it going? How's it going, Patriots? We got a lot to get to today. Um, Including we got some 2026 announcements that are happening already, which is crazy, but
Alright. There's a lot to get to, everyone. This is the first
mhm.
stream in the Trump presidency. Wow.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, I just want to talk about this because I just saw it, but Scott Brown today was met with John Thune, Tim Scott, who's the NRCC chair, and Charlie Kirk, who runs Turning Point Action.
Huh.
So Scott Brown's very likely, if he runs, going to get like full competitive race treatment, which honestly,
Good.
good. Yeah, like, because we don't really have a lot of swing Senate seats, so we can afford to go after. Like, because the only real vulnerable Republicans are Susan Collins and
I would
Tom Tillis.
barely call
Like,
her vulnerable.
yeah, but like outside of that, are there any like seats that
No.
Republicans could remotely use?
No.
Like Republicans got the best candidate possible in Ohio and Florida now. Like I don't really see any other seats. Like Texas, they're not getting. Iowa, they're not getting. So just go for it. Go for New Hampshire. Seems like he's getting full
Yeah,
support. So,
so
anyways, yeah.
before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, join the channel today. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. And like usual, we have a super chat goal. Guys, send super chats. That's greatly appreciated. So, Mike for 2. The air feels different since January 20th. Honestly, I felt, it does feel different. I know it's like kind of a corny thing to say, but there's definitely been like a vibe shift the last 24 hours. And I don't know if it's just because Trump won or it's because things are getting done. I don't know. But there definitely seems to be some kind of vibe shift going on. And I like it. I like the vibe shift we're experiencing in this country. So, but we got a lot to get into today
Donald
because
John America's president again. Also, that was the only time I'm talking about. I just brought that up at the beginning because, like, I just saw it come up. But yeah, we're back. We're so back.
yeah, we are
It's
back.
shocking.
And Mr.
Hello,
John
John
joined.
Rose.
Hello.
Hello,
Welcome to
hello.
first day of the Trump presidency. Out of the regime of Biden, mostly. uh, it feels good to be free again.
Absolutely. 100%.
Oh my gosh. So there's a lot to get into because I mean Trump did a lot. I knew he was doing quite a bit day one, but holy crap. He actually did what was it like how many executive orders? Was it like 200 when you include like the personnel decisions? It was
Right. I saw one number that said the real executive order action number is 42 with many on the way, but like if you like take actions, it
yeah.
was over 200.
Jeez.
Yeah, like I don't think I don't think Trump was actually going to sign 200
Well, he
at that
kind
desk in
well,
that stadium. Like he wasn't going
he
to
signed a bunch
like
in the freaking
yeah,
the Oval
yeah, he did.
Office. But it's like, yeah, when you
Mhm.
include all of like the pardons, the other actions, it was like 200, which is just crazy, but
Yeah.
it needed to be done.
Also, I just like to point out India's taking 18,000 illegal aliens back.
Yeah. I mean, it's day one,
Wonderful.
and they're already saying, yeah,
So,
we'll take
so
care
a
of
certain
illegals.
online community has already been proven wrong, but
All right.
that's all I'm gonna say in it. Also, what I will say is there's gonna be a big infrastructure announcement sometime this
Yeah, I
morning, I
heard about
heard.
that. It's supposed to be coming up like later today.
And Trump's gonna be the guy announcing it, not the press secretary, so that's
So
nice.
it's, I'm curious. Like, is it just like changing the funding around from the shitty infrastructure bill? Is that what his plan is? Because I don't know.
Well,
Like,
I know Luke was speculating earlier that we might possibly see a mention of the Freedom Cities. that Trump had proposed all the way back in early 2023.
Yeah, I'm
Really thought about
hoping. I
that.
want something. Yeah, because like he kind of stopped talking about that. I just pointed out on Twitter. I was like, what other major infrastructure plan did he like propose during his campaign? And like outside of like
It's
vague
just
stuff where it's
facilities.
just like we should build more infrastructure. Like he's just said vague stuff like that. But the
Well-
only real plan he came up with was those freedom cities. So I'm
Well,
wondering,
it was the Freedom
like,
Cities and the architecture in DC. Those are the two main ones. So,
Oh yeah.
which by the way, he's pushing for that now, which is good. Respect American architecture, not this crap we got now. All
Well,
right.
it's a very specific style that he's mandated, which is part of what, my house is particularly excited about. Let me see if I can find the specifics. But yeah, it's classical, regional, and traditional architectural styles. The directives aim to ensure public spaces reflect civic identity, uplift communities, and of course honor our history and
Really?
everything like that. So
I mean,
that's
how is
very
anyone
cool.
against that style? I don't know a single person that actually hates it. I mean, like,
Nah.
why would anyone be opposed to that?
No, it was just an ideological shift where we were trying to go into full postmodernism, and the
Ugh.
idea was to try and create buildings that broke the concepts of what buildings are supposed to look like. And, basically what Trump is standing up and saying, it's something Tucker Carlson's echoed a lot. It's basically saying, look, we actually do like beauty and we do like buildings looking cool, and there is a way that you make buildings look cool, and we're gonna do that instead of whatever you're doing.
Yeah. Well, what it is now? It's just a block. It's just a cube. That's what they make now.
also word on the street is Trump is going to replace Tom Holman with Enoch Powell later today.
What?
He's
He
making a
doesn't
joke.
know.
He's
He
making a
doesn't
joke
know.
about
Oh.
Enoch Powell. He's
Rap
also
doesn't know.
Okay, anyways. All right, I Am Moon has been a member for, has joined the channel. Thank you so much, good sir. Cake Cup for 5. You guys see MSDNC, CNN, ABC, still trying to do the felon and mustache man stuff during yesterday's events. They're still holding on to the dream. Yeah, I still
Well,
think
yeah,
Musk a
Enoch
dumbass.
did the, or no, Elon did the. I accidentally said Enoch, dude. No, but Elon accidentally did the Roman
He
salute
really did.
yesterday.
That was not a Roman salute.
No, and now what's his name is Chris Murphy, that senator.
Yeah, he thinks that's what it
He,
is.
he's yelling to what's her name, Nicole Malliotakis. Or no, it was at least Stefanik. I
It was
always get those
Stefanik.
two mixed up. Stefanik, who's going to be the new UN ambassador, he was questioning her. He's like, "How could you possibly combat anti-Semitism when your admin, the guy in your admin, just did a Roman salute on stage last night?" You know, it's like
Yeah, I still think Musk is a dumbass for doing that, but anyways.
he's autistic. You know,
Yeah,
that's
he
what.
spurged out. Well, it's true, he just spurged out.
He's just autistic. You know, autistic people sometimes do that stuff. You know, it's.
Alright. Chancellor Drazik for 2. Robert's bad at giving the oath, also effed up Obama's. Yeah, he has. I don't know what Roberts is trying to do. But I guess because he tried to rush it because it was technically behind schedule. That's kind of a big deal. So, anyways. And by the way, can we talk about the Bible thing? I'm getting sick of these people. The Bible's not required to be.
They were
sworn
rushing
in.
it too. I heard they were rushing
Yeah,
it too.
So
I mean,
what
the
happened is that
yeah.
it was 12 o'clock. There was no president of the United States, and that is a problem because you're supposed to have a president of the United States.
Yeah.
So Chief Justice Roberts, he runs up, he tries to get through it really quickly. It happens so fast that Trump doesn't even have the time to think about putting his hand on the Bible, and people are interpreting it as something else. No, it was just totally incidental. And as a result of things going too slowly, we went 60 seconds in our country without having a real president, I guess. That was
Yeah,
kind of interesting.
technically.
That was kind of interesting.
Alright. Let's see. Mike for 2. Elon was incredibly based for the salute. It's just him being autistic. Aja Clay's Cater for 2. When do you think Virginia will be competitive for Senate president? The way Mark Warner is voting, he might be in trouble. We shall see though. SOVN for 27 wins this. What's this? Executive order to leave who? Sir. Ooh. Yeah, I saw that. Trump's like, yeah, what is this executive order? Oh yeah, we're leaving who? We're gonna leave
Who?
World Health Organization.
No, I know. There was a meme about that, like the guy is like, "Oh, who are we leaving? The WHO, the WHO. Who?
Oh my
The WHO?"
gosh.
I'm asking you.
Cherokee Bear for 5. Of Harry, Chris, Parker, and Dean, who will become a woman first? I don't know. All the above. K-Cub for 2. Wasn't Vance in charge for 60 seconds technically? No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, was he?
Well, no, like in any official capacity, nobody was going to say that. But I actually heard one commentator I was listening to this morning was saying explicitly that I believe it was either VDH or McClanahan. One of those two had said that Vance would have technically been in charge for 60 seconds.
Well, that's why Roberts rushed. And, like, worst comes worst. Like, with Obama, they messed it up. They just do it in private. So, it's fine. All right, Olivia Williams for 2. In 2026, vote pee-poo. In 2028, vote poo-poo-pee. Oh, gosh. Thanks for super chat.
True.
But, all right, we got to get to what Trump actually did yesterday, because holy crap. He was busy yesterday. I mean, this guy, how many events did he do yesterday? Like 4?
There were 3 balls he did.
Yeah, he did 3 balls. He did the freaking he did like a 60-minute press conference in the Oval Office signing executive orders. He did like 3 speeches. I mean, did Biden ever do anything like that? Even half that in a single day. No, a single week.
He said Spain was a BRICS country. It's over. He's basically Biden.
Well, no,
He's
the funny
worse
part
than
is
Biden.
people looked into it, it's like, wait, Spain basically is. That's the funny part about it.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. It's
Luke, literally they're reliant on China economically. So
well, that's like half of NATO.
I know.
Like Hungary. Hungary is reliant on NATO.
I know. I just find it funny though. It's like
I mean, on China.
You could technically say he was right, but he you know what he meant. American Nerd for 2. Trump had a who's won first moment. Lol. Oh gosh. Lord Rhino for 5. What did the Biden Vance administration achieve with the 1 minute they had? I mean, Biden did pardon everyone at the last second. So American Nerd for 3. Y'all said balls. Oh gosh. Mike for 2. So Vance was technically the 47th president for a minute.
No.
He was acting president, technically.
I guess, yeah.
That's a different thing. All right, so let's go over what Trump did, because he did I mean, has there ever been this many executive orders in a single day?
Nope, you're seeing executive government on full display.
I think maybe FDR, maybe. But even that, I don't know. So let's actually go over what he did, because it's a lot. So obviously the first thing he has is the nominations of his cabinet, but which Marco Rubio is the Secretary of State now. And it sounds like they're going to confirm a couple others today. I think it's John Ratcliffe, one of them. So they're going to ram through a bunch of those appointments ASAP. He appointed a bunch of sub-cabinet positions, blah, blah, blah. Now, here's a funny thing. He revoked 65 Biden executive orders, and people will lose their shit over one of them. Because I guess one was like there's like a price cap on like prescription drugs or something.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, so I don't really know for sure, but apparently people make a big deal that, oh, actually, he got rid of the price cap. Didn't Biden do that 3 times in his administration? Like, I don't know why people are making a big deal about that. I read it. I don't think that's what it was meant for. I don't know. But apparently people make a big deal about that. So, Olivia Williams for 2. Why did Trump not put his hand in the Bible? Well, because he was rushed. Melania was not even up there when that happened. Mike Finn for 2. He didn't free Ross. It's Trump over. Harris 2028 soon. He'll do it later today, probably.
Yeah, I heard that was coming later today.
Yeah.
Like,
American Nerd for 2. Rap, why did Roberts rush the oath yesterday? Because we technically did not have a president at that point. Technically did, but technically didn't. So, because if something crazy happened, good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck. But alright, so, of everything he did yesterday, what do you guys think was kind of the best thing he did overall of the executive orders?
probably the border stuff, because like the border is objectively like we're having a much more strict border now. Like, just obvious, like the fact that India is like taking back 18,000. I know that's not necessarily a lot, but that goes to show that like these countries are just opening up to like taking these people back now. Like they're not going to even try to fight Trump on it because like they know who's in charge. So I think just immigration in general, like all the people who said Trump was all talk, no action, are just being proven completely wrong. Um, and I know like a lot wasn't necessarily done, but you can tell that like they're setting the stage for a lot more to be done. Now, I don't think we should be necessarily invading Mexico the way that like some people have been suggesting. I think that's a horrible idea. But I think that there is a middle ground. I think we can have troops in vicinity of the border. I think that's probably the best idea
Well, Trump.
Oh
as
yeah,
of
that
right
that was
now.
that was really funny. There was a tweet by what was it called, Secular Talk, and he was accusing. He said, "Well, you don't understand. When Trump labeled the cartels as terrorist organizations, this is his secret subversive way of invading and declaring war on the Mexican government."
Are you serious?
Yeah, Secular Talk on Twitter.
Oh
Uh,
God, that explains
That guy
that
is
explains it then. I mean, like this is.
that guy is
I mean,
yeah.
guys, like old Trump said, he just suggested, hey, maybe we got special forces there. Use them. If they're gonna kill our civilians, okay, let's go there and deal with them then. And I saw this dumbass say, well, this would be our modern Vietnam because we don't know the terrain. What? I mean, like, what? Guys, the cartel needs to be dealt with ASAP, and Mexico's not going to do anything. They can't. I mean, the government's ran by the cartel. What
Well,
do you
yeah,
expect?
like literally for political parties to exist in Mexico, they basically have to be funded by the cartel, so they're never going to get a favorable government
Or they're just get
What
shot.
was it
against
like?
them.
It's like there were like 29 or 31 executions of like political enemies of the current Mexican president or something, like some crazy number like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, they
I just
killed, like, in a
remember
month. It was like 20 of them.
yeah, there was like 20 of them, and people are like, "Oh yeah, no, we can't do anything that would destabilize the Mexican government." Wait, I'm like, do you think a government that needs to assassinate that many political enemies is stable? Do you
It's a,
like
it's a
what?
dump. It's a freaking mess. K-Cub for 2. Trump's speech, by the way, you can tell he's different. I like the speech. I really did. Well, speeches. They look pretty good. American Hero for 3. Did you see Trump dance with a sword yesterday? Yes, I'll get to that in a minute. That's a Renaissance painting. I'll get to that in a minute. Olivia Williams for 2. Why did Trump pardon those who attacked cops? Well, no, he didn't. He pardoned everyone that wasn't violent. Those that were violent, there were like 15 of them, he commuted their sentences. Which I think is a good middle ground. Which we'll get to the January 6th stuff in a second, because there's some shit going on. Chance Razik for 2. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat. So,
Thanks for the super chat, Patriot. You will be remembered.
yep. All right. Did Trump end birthright citizenship? Yes. Yes, he did. For illegals. You have to have one of
Yeah,
your parents
that
be
was another
citizens.
thing. That was another thing. And we'll see if the Supreme Court, we'll see what the Supreme Court
I
does.
think they might. Because that was always a shitty interpretation. When you actually read the 14th Amendment, that was always
Well, no, there's no way the founders wrote that and like anticipated anchor babies in mind,
yeah,
you know,
no.
like that's
When they said that, they mean like, okay, you have a when you're
Well, yeah, because back then, like when the country was originated, like most of the people, like a huge chunk of the population was like from England, was like born in England, you know, like even among the founders, like a decent amount. Um, so it wasn't like all these people, like the average person there, like a lot of people were born in America, but they were just making it seem like if you were born in England and you supported the revolution, you're still allowed here. Like that was basically what they were saying.
yeah, the 14th Amendment was clearly not intended for that, but
Well, right, yeah. So the 14th Amendment wasn't at the founding of the
yeah.
country, but but what we could talk about is essentially that one clause in the 14th Amendment that is requires the parent to be subject to the jurisdiction of. So like okay, like so if I like hop in a plane and I fly over to like Colombia or France or Germany, am I all, like subject to the laws of that country, or if something bad happens, am I going to get ripped out of there by the American government? Most of the time, you would hope and pray that your government comes and takes you. That's the whole thing. The entire clause is it requires the parent to actually already be a legal citizen of the United States. So it was never intended like birthright citizenship and anchor babies was the production of an it was an incredibly bad court decision that essentially decided that. And what Trump has essentially done with the executive order is said, well, the court decision was stupid. It was never what the law said to begin with. I'm enforcing the law as it's written, which
that's why I'm saying the Supreme Court might rule in favor of it because you actually read what the 14th says.
yeah.
It's like this has nothing to do with anchor babies. It's clear that
Yeah.
you need it's not saying you can actually go to America and a day later you have a kid. That's bullshit. No, you're not. No. That's what they do though. They come to America and they magically have a kid 5 days later. And that's a citizen now? How's that fair for
The Supreme Court has been quite woke recently, though, so I don't really have a lot of
Recently.
faith in them.
All right, Cherokee Bear for 2. Can't wait to see Joe Walsh in a... Oh, gosh. They have the super chats. I want to see the pen toss. Yeah, that was freaking beautiful. He was throwing pens at the crowd. I love Trump. All right. So, I want to talk about because someone brought this up earlier, the January 6th stuff. Because, so Trump pardoned, I think it was a total of 1,500 when you combine the commuted sentences. Well, according to Mike Lee, he is saying only 2 have been released.
Yep.
2. Apparently, the DC prison officials, they're not releasing these people. They're saying no. Despite the fact they all got pardoned, they all were commuted, they're saying no, we're not going to release any of them.
You know, and by the way, to all the audience, I'm not necessarily against nullification, but probably the single worst place in the entire United States to try and practice nullification.
Capitol. The freaking Capitol. And Mike Lee, and now Mike Lee, he's pissed off. Mike Lee's saying they got to revisit DC's home rule, which I agree with. This city is so insane. You can't have home rule for these people because they're all the same. They all think the same. They all act the same. They all have the same beliefs, and they're all radicals.
Yeah, I think you should DC might just need to be under full federal
Yes,
control.
you can't-
That might need.
The whole point of home rule was, and this was the original intention. You can look it up. It was supposed to be okay. The 2 main parties, they have equal say in the government in DC. Well, they don't enforce that. Just partisan Democrats control everything in the city. It's a complete disaster. It's just a shit show. And now they're all partisan hacks, and they're refusing they're ignoring the pardon. They're ignoring the pardon for the... Oh my gosh. All right.
Yeah, it's a mess.
American Nerd for 5. Other than the immigration stuff, what was the best executive order that Trump signed yesterday? Also, how long will Trump have to wait for his cabinet? His cabinet will be within a week, I'm guessing, for most of it. But as for other big things, I'm gonna say it's probably the hiring freeze. I think it's the biggest one. And also Doge, because there's an interesting clause in Doge. So, according to the document Trump signed, Doge is active until July 4th of 2026. After that's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued by that. So basically they have a set deadline, okay, you have 18 months, get the shit in order now.
Oh.
I like that. Because it incentivizes Musk to actually do shit. Because he's just saying, oh yeah, you have a job for 4 years or even longer. Is he gonna do anything? Maybe not. Ben Cynics for 5. Vance reminds me a bit of President Jackson, a man who came from nothing, built himself up, and now fights for the common man. That's actually a good comparison.
Trump did not come from nothing. I'm
Vance.
sorry.
He said Vance.
Oh, he said Vance. Oh, I was only slightly paying attention.
Oh gosh, has been a member for 18 months. I would like to nominate Rick Wilson for the most incoherent anti-Trump rant award. He deserves it 100% for real. Well, Rick Wilson's yeah, not a good person. For those that don't know, look up the Lincoln Project. Enough said. But yes,
Oh yeah, I'd also like to say
got our
that
first bit of. Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't look at all the details, but I saw that Putin and Xi held a conference, a virtual conference this morning to discuss relations with Trump. So, I'm gonna look into that later. I didn't really look at what they said too much, but from what it sounds like, both of them want to try to get better relations with Trump, and they think it's a better opportunity than with Biden. But
Well,
we'll have to wait and see.
speaking of better relations with China, do you guys see that one account, the Polls USA, where it's called? Do you guys?
Oh yeah, Polling USA. They posted this thing because like Newswire reported that Trump. Well, it wasn't just Newswire, but Newswire was the one he was quote tweeting. Was basically saying Trump plans to visit China as president, and then Polling USA posted the fell for it again award as
Let me
if
post.
like
Let me find it.
as if Trump's not allowed to, as if like Trump's betraying his base by trying not to like. By just trying to improve relations with countries.
Well, think about it from the leftist position. So, like, they really loved the idea that Joe Biden had completely cut off communication with Vladimir Putin in Russia, and so they just think that, like, they're so stupid. They think that that is how foreign policy works: is that when you don't like someone, you cut off the phone lines and you never talk to them.
Dumbasses. Like, yeah. So, yeah, like Luke was saying, the Wall Street Journal was saying, hey, Trump is going to go visit China as president. He wants to negotiate deals, get us fair trade deals, and tell them, you're going to stop with your crap. And apparently this account is ran by a Canadian. This guy, by the way, is a complete schizophrenic.
It's run by a transgender Canadian.
Enough said. But it's like, well, true. The guy's a nut job. And he did a shitty... we're getting so much mileage out of this image. Trump has said he wants to end the wars. He wants to bring peace abroad. That's literally a campaign promise. These people are so dumb. They really think that Trump wants to have war with everyone. He wants to kill China. That he wants to... But at the same time, like, an isolationist? I thought the whole point was Trump was an isolationist. And...
Yeah, it depends on the thing. No, and then I saw some of the Euro shills now are like... They're like begging for China to do more business with Europe, and it's like, so when Biden was in there, China was this evil country that's helping Russia, but now that Trump's in the White House, you guys like China again? Like,
yeah.
it seems like the Euro people on Twitter are just gonna be like changing their opinion on China like every couple of years, you know?
10 years ago, like, they switch every 5 minutes. All right, Wrath of Paul for 5. So one day, and Trump did become a dictator. He just signed a bunch of executive orders like every other president before him does on their first day. Yeah. He just signed a bunch of executive orders. Nobody for 2. Should DC have electoral votes? No. I've always believed it shouldn't. That's a capital. The whole point was to not have anything. That's completely off limits. American Nerd for 5. Rap thoughts of Trump using the Alien Enemies Act that hurt John Adams' presidency to deal with the deportations. I think it's awesome. Hey, it's a good thing. It's the one way Trump could deal with deportations. Just use some obscure law from 1798. It's like what they did with Michael Flynn. They used some obscure law from the 1700s that was found unconstitutional, by the way. So just do the same thing. What are you gonna do about
it? We're now at this point where, and it was, I think Heinz put it really good the other day, where he was like, well, the Biden administration taught me that there's no like rule of law people are following. There's just power in people who know how to wield it, which is a very sad dilapidation of our Constitution. But what he means when he says that is that, well, if Biden and Obama and every single Democrat president from now in perpetuity are going to use these kinds of loopholes and abuses to get their aims done, then if we don't play, if we principally object to playing the game, we lose. We lose, and we don't just lose like the political battle; we lose our country. And so we want Trump, if he has leeway to do things, and this is a perfect example. A deeply unpopular act back when it was first enacted that is now being put to good use.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we got breaking news with Trump's infrastructure plan. So apparently it's AI infrastructure. Apparently he's set to announce billions of dollars in private sector investment to build AI infrastructure in the U.S. OpenAI, SoftBank, and Oracle are planning a joint venture called Stargate, according to CBS. Interesting. So he's focused on AI infrastructure.
I really want to know more details because, of course, this could lean further into the surveillance state. And obviously, none of us want an expansion of the surveillance state. It gets expanded every few years. But I don't I it's hard to know exactly. Obviously, we have to harness AI, and people keep pointing that out. If you've ever listened to Elon Musk talk about it to any extent, he is terrified at the prospect of a bad foreign leader having more advanced AI than America, and he's also just generally concerned about people being in charge of AI that don't necessarily love humanity. The transhumanists, like like one of the guys that's like working at Google on AI, like accused Elon Musk of being a speciesist when he like was going to say, "Hey, I want AI to further the interests of humanity," and they're like, "Oh, you're speciesist."
What?
You need to... Yeah, yeah. He's basically saying like we need to make AI for the robots, not for humans.
Oh gosh. Those are people you gotta deal with. Those people are like, those are globalists you gotta worry about. Like, I think most globalists are bad, but like, I would say like half of them are good people. They're just like, they're doing it for their own reasons. But there are half are just they're evil, like outright evil. They're just downright evil. They're horrible people. You gotta deal with them. So, all right, Lord Rhino for 5. Britain needs to retake Hong Kong from China. Good luck with that. Good luck.
No, no, no.
All right, K-Cup for 2. Trump literally said peace through strength. Oh, no, that means isolationist. No, that means never talk to anyone. American Nerd for 2. No, Trump, AI is evil. Remember Terminator. Well, no, AI's fine, but just don't do what they did in Terminator. Just don't do that, please.
Well, yeah, and I really think Elon Musk is at the head of this. And look, if you look at the other people doing AI, many of them are transhumanists. Many of them are ideologically captured by like very powerful ideas that essentially do not have any general care for humanity. And we've always been against ideologies that have a general apathy towards the well-being of our fellow humans. And these people are captured by those, so they're very dangerous. Well, Elon Musk is the only guy. Like, no, he's not Christian. We would rather he be Christian, but he's pro-human, and that's like the whole thing. People were criticizing the new Grok logo on Twitter because they thought that the X, A, and I in the logo are like a broken cross, like it's the new coming of the
Bruh.
second Satan. Yeah, no, no. Look, as far as like the people developing AI go, we really want to be on Elon's side, and we want Elon to cooperate with America because if anybody as smart as Elon is cooperating with another country, we might stop existing one day. So let's just, AI is good, but it's like a nuclear bomb. Okay, so
Yeah,
we
you gotta
gotta
be careful.
we have to control it, and we have to be careful.
Don't
with
go
it.
full Terminator on it. Just do not do that, please. All right, American Nerd for 3. Did Elon do the mustache man salute? No. He just pushed out. K-Cup for 5, but rap, globalist is good. Trump is a real bad guy
Autism moment.
but rap, globalist is good. Trump is a real bad guy because Orange Man mean. Tweets are mean and abortions and trans rights. Really villain. Yeah, I mean, that's how these people operate. But, like, yeah, globalists, I think, are just, like, half of them...
Hey, by the way, I was told Trump was going to sign an executive order banning all abortion on day 1. Why didn't that happen?
Wasn't he supposed to pardon himself day 1?
No, he was going to ban abortion and gay marriage day 1. I was told that in Article 1 of Project 2025. That's what it says,
Yeah. It's as if, oh yeah, people that were involved with Project 2025, yeah, they know Trump, they're probably part of his team, but they weren't the same people. It wasn't the same thing. But yeah, apparently they are investing $500 billion in a Stargate over the next 4 years. Interesting. Again, I want to be careful because, like,
crazy.
When you invest a bunch of AI, just make sure it doesn't go full Terminator.
Well, we're gonna get ahead of the rest of the countries, and what I like about it is that it will spur energy production because, like I mentioned before on the show, it expends a lot of energy to have AI, which means we're gonna to keep the AI infrastructure. It will be impossible for any Democrat that comes later to pull back on it without destroying that infrastructure because we just need energy now. We need so much energy. We can't ever. Green policies are dead. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, they're dead. I mean,
policies are dead.
If Democrats were smart, they would like adopt and adapt to like, hey, maybe we focus only on nuclear. But no, they're not going to. They're going to focus within on wind turbine, which is just dumb. It's like more and more people, they're looking at the wind turbines like, what's the point? They cost a fortune to get, and they don't do anything. In fact, they actually hurt the environment. They hurt the environment.
The poor whales.
The freaking birds. How many birds do those things kill a day?
Yeah.
Let's see. Change Drazik for 5. Mr. Beat called Elon a Nazi on Twitter. He's gone full on resist liberal, and I'm gonna laugh when he has to say Trump won a video on the 2024 election. Wait, he didn't make that video yet? Because he does that stupid.
Yeah, he usually makes that. He usually makes that like 2 weeks after inauguration. Like he made the 2021 2 weeks after Biden's inauguration.
All right, American Nerd for 2. All AI is
No,
like.
but yeah, well, yeah, Mr. Beat has been like an open resist
He's
lib for a
lost
while.
it.
I don't know. I still like some of his videos, but I just like it is kind of hard to watch him now, like just knowing the stuff he says on Twitter. But like I
Right.
do enjoy some of his videos.
American Nerd for 2. All AI is like Skynet or Hell at 9,000. No, that's not true. Again, that's more so just a warning to like, if you go full all in on AI and don't have like restrictions and regulation, like just, oh yeah, let's just have the AI control over our nuclear weapons without any protocol. What's the worst that could happen? That. So just don't do what they did with Skynet. Please. Let's see. Where's our Freedom Cities at? I don't know yet, but yeah, it's AI actually. Trump's focused on, which I'm intrigued by. But that means they have to produce more energy then. Because how much energy does that take? John, you know more about that than I do.
Well, the figure that I had brought up previously was that like based off of the normal Google search that you make, you just type something in and you search it on Google. To do the exact same thing, ask the same question to an AI like Grok or Google AI, it takes about somewhere between like 10 and 40 times more energy. So like basically
Jeez.
so when you take that into raw energy output, we have to have way more, which means we're gonna do all these small scale nuclear reactors that Trump wants. We're gonna do a lot of we're gonna unlock all of the natural gas. We're gonna unlock all of the stuff. We need to get the pipeline going. Maybe that can actually advance once Trudeau is ousted, and we can get we just need to get all the energy programs that we've been trying to do for the past few decades. They have to come online now.
Yeah. And like the thing with and funny enough with Trudeau, I mean, he tried to threaten Trump with tariffs today. It's like, dude, you can't go to economic war with USA.
Well,
You just
he's
can't.
literally out in March because in March, like he's there's going to be a new prime minister just because the liberals are
These
picking a
idiots,
new
like,
leader.
they
So.
can't afford an economic war with the United States. The United States doesn't. I mean, I know people are saying, "Oh, we import so much from Canada." Yeah, but
No, Trudeau's the type of guy who talks a big game but then does nothing.
and bends the knee.
So,
American Nerd for 3. Sci-fi tells us AI is evil and can't be trusted. Again, AI you gotta be careful with. That's all you gotta worry about. Just be careful with it.
be careful, to quote Trump.
Yeah, Lord Rhino for 5. We need AI like the droids from Star Wars. Exactly. Just if you knew that, you're fine. Just don't give them access to all our nuclear weapons and don't have a protocol for it. All right. When is Canada's election? I believe September. Right?
October or something? I don't know. Here, I'll double check.
Well, it's scheduled for October, but it's almost certain that there's going to be a no confidence vote in March, so the election will probably end up being in like April or May.
If there is no confidence vote, it would be October 20th, 2025.
But there probably will, so it'll be in like May.
Hopefully.
All right. Yeah.
Unless the NDP cucks again, which they probably will.
Yeah. So let's okay. Now I want to talk what's happening.
Yeah, we need regime change in DC, like because like the local government there is just a mess. Like they should not be allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I legitimately think this is Trump's whiskey rebellion moment. He needs to go in and he needs to shut it down. He needs to show people straight from the heart of the country.
Or just move the capital.
Well, we're talking about realistically. He
Yeah.
needs to go to war with the system in DC, and if he can make the people in DC obey, then it's going to make all of the raids we do across the country way easier. If he shows what we're willing to, like, we're not gonna. And again, I'm talking like from a position ideologically I'm directly opposed to, but because I'm on Team Trump right now, what I would say is be like, okay, well, we're not gonna put up with nullification. We're not gonna put up with any rebellion. There is no state that can supersede the federal government's power. So, basically Trump has to go in there and he has to crush people like ants. And if he doesn't, it's going to be a lot harder to accomplish his goals going forward with everything, and especially deportations. He has to put this down.
Yeah,
with
I mean,
the, with
you
the,
can't
the
have
Washington, D.C.
the city the capital is in. You can't have them say, "Oh no, we're gonna ignore you." What are you trying to accomplish? All right. Jet politics for 2. What job should VP Vance be given? I think he's just gonna sit back and learn from Trump.
Well, what do you think VPs have? Like
They just
VPs don't
sit.
get like a job. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, even Harris, she did it really poorly, but she did go on foreign diplomacy trips. She met with world leaders a lot. So you're gonna see Vance do more
She
federal
hadn't been to
handshake.
Europe though. She hadn't been to Europe.
She had been to Europe. She hadn't been to the border.
Yeah. She went
No,
to
but in that clip, she
no,
was
she went
like,
to
"I
that
would have
one
been to
part of the
Europe."
border. No, that's actually false. She went to the one part of the border that didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
All right, American Nerd for excuse me. American Nerd for 5. Rap, I honestly think AI is like Frankenstein's monster, a man-made abomination that completely goes against the natural order of God. I mean, I don't know. Again, AI would just see. We'll wait and see on, but repeal DC home rule. Yeah, just repeal it and make the federal government in charge of it, because you just can't have that. I mean, honestly, like, these people, they clearly can't rule themselves. I'm sorry, these people have demonstrated they cannot rule functionally without being part
They
of, like,
can't be
singing.
trusted.
Well, if you can't make the DC mayor obey you, what incentive is there for the Chicago mayor to obey you?
Yeah.
For the Boston, Massachusetts mayor to obey you? Like, you have to put these people in line if you want to do mass deportations. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, again, I understand, like, there's people there that live there. I understand that, but you cannot function without being just deranged. There, I said it. That's DC in a nutshell. Because, like, you have 95% of those people are all the same. They all vote the same. They all think the same. It's groupthink. They all operate. They all just everything bad. Lord Rhino for 2. Cheyenne, Wyoming for the capital. That's real. No, they gotta make it Gary, Indiana. The capital. Oh, yeah. Should Maryland annex DC, or would that fix anything?
No.
Yeah,
No.
what is it with this like resurgence of Gary, Indiana memes? Like, what is the point of that? Like, I've
Because
seen these
Gary,
Gary
Indiana.
memes.
It's Gary,
The
Indiana.
joke.
No,
The
like
joke
I've seen
that it's-
people posting like images of like these Mediterranean like medieval cities and then saying it's Gary, Indiana. And I'm like,
Because it's Gary, Indiana.
We're just having fun. Stop being such a stick in the mud.
All right. Excuse me about that. Hey, Rap. Oh my gosh, hold on.
we do not excuse your rap. That is unacceptable.
Thank you. Hey, Rap, this is why I'm against Vivek being governor of Ohio. These tech bros are just as out of touch with the people of the heartland and the nation as the neoliberals. Well, that's kind of true, but kind of not. Like, the tech...
I just want to see Vivek become governor because I don't live in Ohio and I think it'd be a funny experiment.
Well, the thing with the thing with the tech bros is like they're kind of getting they're getting better, but they still have this weird like this libertarian streak to them, which is just stupid. But
Elon's actually gotten quite a bit better, I think, over the past couple
yeah.
weeks.
Zuckerberg, we gotta see. No, there's that meme float. I'm not gonna show it here, but he definitely was focused on other things.
Well, I mean, the thing to keep in mind with Zuck and Bezos and like all these people, they will turn coat as soon as that they see the chance. Like, if there's an opportunity, they think the Dems can come back in a big fashion. Then they'll flip. The only person that won't flip is Elon, because Elon can't flip. Elon, if Elon tried to flip, they would just gut him alive, eat him for breakfast, and then like give all of his companies to their best friends.
Yeah.
Like, no, there's nothing. Elon has crossed the Rubicon. There's no.
Like, I do think a bunch of those tech bros, they have gotten, like, they've realized they effed up. Like, I'm not saying they've gotten way better. I'm just saying, like, I think they kind of realized it. But of course, they care about their business. That's all they give a shit about.
Yeah.
Also, I love the
about
fact
who they
that
can
at
vote for.
the Democratic like chair candidates, like DNC chair candidates, they had like this forum, and every single one of them like was like, we're gonna never accept donations from Elon Musk again, and it's like I'm sure he's devastated by
Wow.
that. You know, it's
What
like
about Bezos? What about George Soros? What about all of them? Those oligarchs you talk about?
no, it's like Republicans. We're gonna make a thing. It's just like we're never gonna accept donations from Bill Gates. You know, like I'm sure he was gonna give plenty of
Oh,
money to us. You
wow.
know.
Wow, I'm so devastated by that. American Nerd for 2. Should Trump invade Panama for the canal? If they don't back down, just take it. Honestly, what is Panama going to do? When I say stuff like that, it's like, what can they honestly do to us?
Well, again, it
Call us
points back to
racist.
Trump. He's going back to a bit of like late 19th, early 20th century Republican policy, or you could see it like a Teddy Roosevelt progressive policy, where it's very simple. Okay, listen. Um, Panama exists because we exist. They have no standing army. They exist because we exist. The canal
They exist
exists
because
to
we allow
serve.
them to exist.
And yeah. And the Panama Canal is not merely a like place for trade boats to go through, but it's actually a strategic defense area. Like imagine like if something horrible happens and we were with war with either of the major countries that, sit on the field and they're sending boats across the Pacific. How do we fight in the Pacific? Well, the problem is half of our boats are on the East Coast. So the Panama Canal is a way for our boats, our actual military boats, to get from one side of the continent to the other without having to go across South America. So for us to not have control of the Panama Canal for any reason, it's an absolute disgrace. Now, am I saying we're going to go to war with anyone? No. But we have to have the capacity to do that. The fact that Chinese could block us at any moment, whether we went to war with Russia or China, whoever else, the fact that the Chinese are able to block half of our ships from entering battle is really stupid.
Yeah. You know what we got to do? Just put like an aircraft carrier or something there. Just sit it there. It's like, what are you going to do about it? Well, honestly, what can they do about it? You just put like a cruiser there, just sit there, and just say it's ours.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they going to freaking do? They have nothing. They don't have an army, nothing. I don't think do they even have an army?
No.
So it's like, oh yeah, what are they going to do about it? We just put one ship there and it's over. We just take it.
It's over.
Charlie Howard
We're basically just telling all the Chinese there, get out. Go home, get out. And we're controlling it now. That's all that's happening.
All right. Charlie Howard for 2. Can North Carolina ever get a good Republican governor? Well, like Mark Roberts said, the scandals killed them. Devin Armstrong has joined the channel. Thank you so much, good sir.
Well, I think the scandal kind of discredits any shot at him being a good person just in general.
Well,
so he wasn't a.
Anyways, American Nerd for 3. U.S. helped Panama become independent from Colombia. Well, yeah, Panama does not exist without the U.S. So.
Yeah, they exist because of us.
SOVN for 27. Oh gosh, those images of Zuck gooning over Bezos' wife. Oh gosh, I saw those. Like I was saying, he was focused on different things.
The funniest thing to me about that woman was that like RFK Jr. saw it. And what's our impression of the Kennedys? Like they're very lecherous, like very sexual kind of.
Just look what JFK did.
but RFK Jr. sees like one glimpse of that. He looks at it and he's just disgusted. He's disgusted by this woman. So it's like this guy who probably still gets a lot of tail. He's like looking at these boobs and he's like, oh, gross. That was so funny to me.
Tony Vatila stand for 2. Why did we ever sell the Panama Canal? Because we were promised that we basically still owned it. It's like we just Panama can have it technically. So nobody for 2. I support Vivek if his opponent is Dolan. I hate him. Yeah, Vivek's the best option if it's Dolan.
No, what are you talking about? Why do you guys hate Dolan so much?
Luke, I'm about to throw something at you. Matt
Why do you
Dolan's
guys hate Dolan so much?
He's objectively bad.
Why? Because random accounts on Twitter say he's bad? Like, no. I don't get this. Like, it's like this whole like
bad. That whole
like, dude, the Electabro fight ended after 2022, dude. Like,
is he got a better? Yeah, but he's still not.
He was better than Moreno. Moreno supported amnesty.
Okay, no, he did. Bro,
he did.
Listen, do you really think he supports amnesty now?
Well, now he does it because he's like being forced to, but at least like Dolan had been consistent against it. I don't know. I think you guys just hate Dolan too much. I think people like I don't know. People go insane over like minuscule things.
All right, Lord Rhino for 5. Panama
Hello,
Canal helped
Tyrone.
with defeating Japan. If the U.S. and China ever went to war, the U.S. is going to need the canal. Exactly. The canal is important. And oh, Tyrone joined. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome to the stream.
Hey, they let classes out early today because it's fucking snowing and people in the South don't know how to handle snow.
Bruh.
Oh yeah, no, like all the schools have been shut down in my area until Thursday, and I'm in Florida, so
Bruh. Samuel J for 2. The Elon gesture yesterday. Your thoughts? Again, it was just him being Spurge.
It was
um,
just him being
I-
autistic.
it was him being autistic, and he was like from the bottom of my heart, he was clutching his heart, and then he did it. He was like throwing his heart out to the audience, maybe. Although, like, if he was like making any references to Rome, we do know he's become a bit of a Roma-boo. He's like been posting SBQR stuff and like other things. So like, it's not crazy to think that he's a Roma-boo now, but like, yeah. But he was just being autistic, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody-
What the hell is happening? What the hell? At the National Cathedral.
What's going on?
Oh gosh. So Trump and them are in like service right now. Right?
I heard Vance was like very disgusted by the whole thing.
Yeah, Vance does not look happy here. He looks pissed off. Mr. Nugget for 2, RFK is a fake cell confirmed. I don't know. But it was just funny what RFK did.
RFK fake cell? Fake cell?
Fake cell. So let me pull this up. So the part of the sermon. Okay. Let me show this on stream. What the hell? Let me post this here. Okay, I think that's the right one. Hold up, chat, trying to figure this out.
You gotta bring the RFK stuff on stream.
I don't know. Okay, I think I got it.
I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and
Oh
transgender
god, are
children
you
in
serious?
Democratic,
Wait, what happened?
Republican, and independent families. Some who fear for their lives.
Basically,
What
you had
happened?
this lady on the sermon say, yeah, we need to protect gay, lesbian, and transgender children, and the illegal aliens who, and I quote, pick our crops and clean our offices.
No way.
She said they're scared for their lives, and then Vance like glances over to his wife, and he's like, "You believe this bullshit,
Bro, it's like, even like Usha's not like a Christian or whatever. She's like, what the hell am I listening to? What? This is
Anyway,
real.
the raids have started.
What?
The raids have started.
The raids are started?
Yep, the raids have just started in Chicago, Houston,
Yes!
Los Angeles, and New York City.
I was told nothing was gonna happen
Liberate the
though.
cities!
Wait, hold on a second. There was a certain Mexican man that said
Oh,
that nothing would
anyways.
happen.
I'm gonna watch rest up. Curious what else she says.
And the people.
What's
The
going on in
people who
Berwyn,
pick
Illinois
our
at the moment?
crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in Poultry Hospital documentation.
Vance is just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Also, I wanted to mention, President Trump is ready to pardon D.C. police officers Terrence Sutton and Andrew Zabasky. They're apparently victims of the Department of Justice in D.C.
Although Trump has canceled 1,660 Afghan refugees seeking asylum in the United States.
W, bro. Trump
Oh
is
yeah.
cooking.
Oh yeah. No. Oh, he halted everything yesterday. Like he
The
halted.
commandant of the Coast Guard has also been fired.
Good.
Which is, for those who don't know, the commandant of the Coast Guard is literally the senior most officer of the Coast Guard.
We need Pete in there already. We need to get Hegseth confirmed so we can fire a lot more people.
All right, Lord Rhino for 5. She sounds like she's a member of the Church of England. She probably is.
According to White House
Isn't it-
Secretary Caroline Leavitt, President Trump.
I believe it is an
4
Anglican
p.m. to
church
detail
that it was
a
at.
quote, massive new infrastructure project.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's AI. Big AI infrastructure stuff. All right, SOVF for 27. Trump wearing imperial purple is a nice Romism. Real.
Did you see that India is recalling 18,000
Yeah, we talked
their
about
own
that.
citizens?
We talked about all that.
I love that interpretation you gave, which like when I was listening to people this morning talk about it, they were like, "Oh, he wore the purple tie to represent red and blue together because he governs America." And then I was like, this I was like, "No, bro, Roman Emperor time."
Yeah,
I love
Roman
that.
Emperor. It's time to bring back the Roman Emperor.
Yes, unironically, purple tie for Caesarism. Hail Caesar, Trump is in town.
That's so funny.
I
Love
shouldn't
that's a
be
way
saying-
better, way
I
better
should be saying
interpretation.
these things. I'm technically still in uniform. I could catch a UCMJ for that.
Yeah, so Pete, yeah, I guess that lady, I guess she's part of the Church of England, I guess.
Yeah, she's Episcopal, I think.
Close
I think
enough.
that's what the church is.
Trump issued me an H-1B visa because I have -1 bitches.
Oh, gosh. But yeah, so...
Thank you at Child Bride Seeker on Twitter. Oh, that's a handle and a half.
Oh, my... Alright. But yeah, so my
Of course
question...
it's got the
My
Catholic
question is,
flag.
why is there, like, a female priest giving the sermon? Why?
Well, it's an
Yeah.
Episcopal
that's
church,
cool.
dude.
I know, but, like... Come on, this is ridiculous.
What was the question? Sorry, I said that.
Why is there a female priest giving this freaking sermon?
Because that's the fucking Church of England, dude.
I know, but, like... Anyways, the thing... Yep, so Tom Homan just confirmed that illegal immigration raids are now underway. W. Confirmed what Tyrone said. So Tyrone's right like usual.
I literally just got here and I'm already.
Has he
being right.
ever been wrong though? Like,
I've been wrong multiple times, yeah. However, I may be wrong, but I don't miss.
Now we gotta talk about the whole Now I want to talk about more of the January 6th stuff because apparently they found like a bunch of the people in jail. They were carried out in stretchers. A bunch of them, the prisoners. Man, what a very democratic and good system we have right here. Can you imagine, like, you just go to the Capitol and, like, you're stuck in prison for 4 years, they beat the shit out of you for 4 years, and they don't give you medical attention?
They're doing this to me tomorrow.
What? Yeah, so, I mean, this is horrible. Freaking horrible.
It's horrible. It's
Horrible.
disgusting. It's a tragedy. It's a disaster.
sad, very sad.
Alright, ran a Polish guy for 5. As someone in the Coast Guard, our group chat is going crazy with a commandment, is the commandant. Commandite, is being removed. Yeah, so she's gone.
Follow me on Twitter, Coasty. Always proud to be mutuals with the other service members.
Yeah, so... Yeah, so what did she exactly do again?
It's just the same old story. It's a mixture of completely failing to actually police our ocean-way borders and also focusing on DIRs.
Okay. I'm just like, that's what I'm guessing that's what it says here, but I'm just making sure.
Alright. Has anyone here watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
No! Alright, Lord Rhino for 5. Did you see Wikipedia's anti-fascism is the ideologies the GOP Wikipedia needs to go? Yeah, I saw that! Yeah, the GOP's now fascist. I guess.
Damn.
Yeah, that was up for like 2 hours. Because like the Wikipedia mods, and the funny thing is too, we know it was a mod because only mods are allowed to edit that page.
These freaking people, it's like, how is it like, every time what the hell do you just post, Tyrone?
Donald Trump's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh gosh. Alright, Oh,
John, you saw the Full Metal Alchemist edit I sent you last night, right?
Yes, it's been going around for weeks. You just now noticed it.
alright,
Weeks.
Now,
Yeah.
I do want to talk with like I would say the best moment of last night had to come with this Renaissance painting in live action. This right here, everyone, I consider to be like the single greatest picture taken yesterday. I still don't get why Trump had a sword and would just like do the Trump dance. What was the point? Why does he show up with a sword at the ball? Is it an actual reason? I actually don't know. Like
He
this
just
right.
needed to cook.
What?
He just needed to cook, you know?
Yeah, it's just like Vance and Trump with swords. Like what? What was? Why? But it's like art. This right here is like a Renaissance painting. Perfect. Random Polish guy for 2. What's your Twitter handle, Tyrone?
Something in Echo. SOMETHING
All right, Tony Vatilo stand for 2. What's yep, same thing. Tyrone stand, Twitter. So it was for cutting the cake. Oh yeah, that's right. They had a cake in the back. That's right. But still, it's kind of just freaking hilarious to see Trump dancing with a sword like that.
So there's a ceremonial sword known as Washington's sword or the Lafayette sword, which is originally a gift from the Marquis de Lafayette to George Washington in 1790. The sword symbolizes friendship between the U.S. and France, in France,
Okay.
and it's not always given to each president, but it's used like symbolically and displayed during significant ceremonies. So they brought the swords there, and then I guess Trump and Vance decided they wanted to doodle around with them.
Have some fun. Freaking do the Trump dance with it. Vance looks like it's the 1890s and looks good. Yeah, I mean this is just this right here made me realize we're on the right timeline again. This single picture. Let's see. They use the swords. Yep, they were cutting the cake. Make swords socially acceptable to carry around. I agree with that. Make swords great again. All right. Did we miss anything from yesterday? Because there's a lot that happened. I guess go to the rest of the orders. Hiring freeze. Withdrawal from the Paris Climate Accords. Not surprise. Gave TikTok 60 days to be in accordance with the law. Not 90, so he gave 60. National emergency. Now I would say the funniest executive order was when he basically told John Bolton to specifically fuck off. For those that don't know,
promises made, promises kept.
So basically, what he did was he revoked a bunch of their secure intel clearance, right? It was something like their clearance for like intel, and like specifically, there was one order meant just for John Bolton. It's like one FU. It's like John Bolton, his clearance has been revoked. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. American Hero Politics for 5. Go watch church service. Trump and Vance are at right now, and what the bishop said was insane. She said we need to be nice to illegals and LGBTQ people. Yeah, I mean, that's DC for you. Breaking. Hochul proposes banning cell phones in schools. I actually agree with that.
That's stupid.
The Lincoln Riley Act passed yesterday.
Oh yeah, the Lincoln
60.
Riley. That's gonna be the first bill that Trump signs.
Every swing state Democrat voted in favor,
Except
for Tammy Baldwin. Yep, including both New Hampshire senators. Interestingly enough,
I think they're in trouble. I think in New Hampshire.
I think Jeanne Shaheen is worried about Scott Brown.
Yeah.
From the look, because the way it looks like it, Scott Brown today met with 3 people. He met with John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader. He met with Tim Scott, who's the leader of the NRSC, and he also met with Charlie Kirk, who's the guy in charge of Turning Point Action. Which, the fact he's meeting with all 3 of those people makes me think that they're gonna like fully contest that race.
Right.
When they do it, I think. Not saying he's going to win, but it's going to be a competitive race for sure. Like it's going to be within 5. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens there.
Lord Rhino for 5. Bring back swords. Screw that. Bring back battleships. Unmatched aura. I agree. Bring back everything.
Bring back beating people to death with canes on the Senate floor.
That's real. That is actually real, Tyrone. Wait, what the hell? According to the New York Post, which again, the New York Post, so be careful with it. Apparently, Barron Trump has launched his own luxury real estate company. What?
Wait, what? Who's launching a real estate company?
Barron Trump. Barron.
What?
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 So, I guess he's following his dad's footsteps. Literally, I mean. What?
He's gonna make something of himself.
Oh my gosh, he's gonna actually be oh my gosh, it's actually Caesar, isn't it? The memes for this are glorious, aren't they?
Anyway, I'm gonna go do the other stuff pertinent to my real life. I'll see you.
All right, see you, Tyrone. Yeah, that's very interesting that he's actually going ahead with that.
Dr. Ozstan, Israel flag, Russia flag followed you.
What?
That's crazy. A guy named Dr. Ozstan with an Israel and Russia flag just followed me.
Oh. American Air for 2. Forget swords, bring back duels. Well, no, like Tyrone said, bring back beating people with canes in the Senate.
He also has the Turkish flag in his bio for some reason.
All right,
Very interesting account.
Random Polish guy for 5. All right, thank you. I got you added. My handle is Louisiana Man. Reach out whenever. Yeah, Tyrone just left. I'll tell him about that. Barry Trump's gonna take over Trump's business and then the presidency. Yeah, I have this feeling that it's just, he's Augustus more like. I thought Barron was still in college. He might have just said screw it. Just start his own
Nah,
college.
man.
He's one semester
I'm-
into his time at NYU, but I really think, you know, if he has people working under him, it doesn't necessarily mean he has to quit college
guess.
to go run real estate.
I'm really pumped for Scott Brown because Scott Brown, if people don't know, is like the embodiment of my like political positions. So like,
Oh my.
like he was the original moderate MAGA, you know. Like
Mm.
he opposed DACA in Massachusetts, but he was like a moderate on other social issues. Like that's what you got to know about him. Like he was just all around great, and he was also pro like protectionist. Like he was one of the early backers of Trump in 2016 as well. So like he is the original moderate MAGA, you know. So we need more Scott Browns.
I mean, Scott Brown's fine for New Hampshire. I'm fine with him, but if it passes,
We need 55 Scott Browns in
No.
the Senate.
No.
Yes.
All right, anyways, bring back sword bayonets. Yeah, bring back bayonets. Yeah, screw. We need a bayonet charge. Surely that would not end a disaster. All right, everyone, if you have any more questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, last calls for Super Chats, folks. Last calls for Super Chats.
Last call for Super Chats. If you don't leave a Super Chat, I will be very disappointed in you.
All right, it's all a show anyway. You think Barron is actually attending classes? The professors would fail him just for being Trump. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they realize, oh wait, it'd probably not be a good idea to piss off the son of the president. American Air
Okay,
for-
so
what?
I have news on the Barron thing. So back in July, he had actually started the company and incorporated it. July 14th, 2024, he had made the address Mar-a-Lago for the company, and then he dissolved it a few days after Trump won the election. And apparently, his business partner Roxburgh believes that they will actually relaunch it in spring. They made the decision to shut down the company in order to avoid media scrutiny during the election.
That's interesting. So, I mean, basically they're... Ooh, okay. That's interesting.
No.
Let's see. American Earth for 3. Proud to live on the coast of the Gulf of America. Yeah, that's right. We got used to it. Gulf of America. That's gonna be weird to get used to.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but Ron DeSantis had put out an emergency warning for Northwest Florida for the cold, and they had it's had Gulf of America listed in the.
That's beautiful. Call it Gulf of America.
order.
What, again, what are they? I know people are saying, "Oh, well, there's like historical note of it." It's like, yeah, but we're gonna call it Gulf of America because we can. We can't just do it because we're America. Oh, that's beautiful.
It's the game. They rename our mountains. They rename our monuments. They rename our statues. We're now renaming
It's like
things.
Murkowski. She's like, oh, the freaking mountain in Alaska. It's like, I thought there, like, no, who cares? We're gonna call it Mount McKinley. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Lord Rhino for 2. Calvary versus drones. Let's make it happen. I don't think that would end well for the horses. Oh gosh, I don't. Every time I think of the horses, I think of Tim Walz.
Oh,
That's never
God.
gonna leave my mind. By the way, when you think of horses, oh gosh. All right. Is it Gulf of America because the Gulf of Mexico has restrictions to drill in it? I don't know.
Possibly trying to avoid orders off of that pretense.
Hey, Rap, if someone like Newsom, Whitmer, Shapiro were the Democrat nominee in 28, would they become more hawkish in foreign policy, especially Newsom? Well, Newsom's political career is dead. So, yeah. But as
I
for
really don't know who Dems are gonna run. Like,
I
if
don't
they were
think the
smart,
other
they'd run. If they were smart, they'd run Shapiro. But I don't think they're smart. Like a lot of the base wouldn't vote for him for reasons. So
thoughts on the national championship last night. I didn't even watch it. They did such a piss poor job advertising. I didn't even know about
all I
it.
know, didn't Trump like call into it?
Yeah, he had a video message. But yeah, I know Ohio State won. I was rooting for neither because they didn't advertise it. It's like it's the middle of freaking January, the same as the inauguration, middle of the playoffs of the NFL. It's like I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. I like college football, but not a good time to do it. It should be January 1st, like it used to be.
If it had been any other day, I would have been on top of that. I would have loved
Yeah.
to watch Ohio State beat up Notre Dame, but they decided to do it like
The worst
on
day.
yeah, bro. Like we were still watching balls while it was going on. It's like, come on, man.
I know the college football wants the playoffs, but just make it January 1st, like all their games. Make that like the big game of the day. Rap, who do you think's gonna win the Super Bowl? My deep down, I hope the Commanders do it or the Bills, but I know it's gonna be Eagles versus Chiefs because the universe.
The Eagles are so much better than the Eagles. Do you guys remember that?
Oh gosh, I remember that. The Chiefs are gonna win the Super Bowl. I've accepted it. Andy Reid sold his soul to the devil. I've accepted that.
I still think the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's gonna be Chiefs because the universe hates us as Chiefs Eagles. So I hope the Commanders win, but I don't think they pass Philly. Eagles Chiefs will have poor ratings. Yeah, no one's gonna watch it. No one's gonna watch that shit. Because it's just the same game from like 3 years ago. It's like no one cares. What happened to the Packers? No comment. That's what I'm gonna say. No comment. Nothing happened. Well, the refs screwed us over, but
nothing ever happens.
Rita's a Mormon. Oh yeah, that's right. Someone got to hit him for all that flopping. Yeah, Mahomes could get decked one of these times for his shit. But who's gonna do it? Can the Bills be the Chiefs? I mean, the Bills are the far superior team, but it doesn't matter. The Chiefs have blood magic. Next executive order, call them the Redskins again. Yeah, they should. But alright, I think that's kind of it for today. We went over everything Trump did, most of it. Now
you can't end, dude. We have to hold your hostage for the next 2 hours on stream. I don't know, just ramble off about how great Scott Brown is.
Oh gosh. But alright, everyone, we will be back later today. There'll be a video uploaded soon, probably within the next 2 hours, talking about it.
Oh yeah, also Real American, I'm trying to bribe him into becoming a propaganda arm for the Brad Schimmel campaign, so I would like assistance in this, please. Can we assist so we can make him like, because this has to be, if you live in Wisconsin, get out and door knock, you know, we got to get Brad Schimmel elected. Follow the Brad Pearl account on Twitter. It's a great account.
Oh, hold up.
Wait, I gotta find.
Sorry.
I gotta get the official name. At Brad Pearl War Room, also known as the Brad Schimmel High Command. Gotta follow it, you know. But yeah, go ahead. What were you saying?
It sounds like that. It sounds like Doge's website's up. So, interesting. But alright, everyone, we shall be back tomorrow. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. What?
Yay, Vatican flag liked your post. Also known as Yay from the live stream.
Yeah. Alright.
At right-wing RW populism.
Alright, any last words, anyone?
be a real American patriot, sub to the channel, and also
That's
follow
real.
Brad Pro War Room. You know,
Gosh.
we got to get Brad Schimmel elect. We do. This is the only race that matters at the moment. We were talking about 2026, but no, we got to win this. If you got spare money, like donate it to Brad Schimmel. Like get him over the hump. You know, I think he's gonna win, but we can't be complacent. You know, so get him over the hump. Give him money.
All right.
Count your blessings right now. Count everything that Trump's doing, and kind of keep track of it, because in a year or two we're gonna need to remind people. So just
Yeah,
keep
we
track
need
of
and
what
we need the
he's
court
doing.
in Wisconsin too, because if we get the court in Wisconsin, that means we get to control election law for 2028. So maybe the ballot dumps won't happen again.
All right. Godspeed.